So for counselors, first of all, it is the toughest job, just saying. It says it on my sheet.
Hands down, it's the hardest job.
Sure. But it's pretty much the most rewarding because campers remember you. Like last summer, I had campers that remembered me and some that were stolen from me.
Talk a little louder. Put it up closer.
Okay.
That's right, Steve.
So the counselor,
That was perfect.
it was loud in my ear.
Maybe don't stand.
So the duties for counselors, number one is to remain with your campers at all times because you're in charge of them and you're responsible for them. And the exception is during the daily meetings, during the scheduled break times, and during scheduled break times. Sometimes campers come to camp with complex issues. When counseling, it is always better to ask for help than to guess. You can go to Alice or Coralie for assistance. That's why they're there. Never be alone with a child in a room. All counseling should be done in the view of others. Always use the rule of 3. And never send a camper off by themselves. Use a buddy system. Either go with them yourself or have them go with a buddy, especially for bathroom breaks in the middle of the night if they need it. And for meal times, you have to sit with your campers, not off with other volunteers or other counselors, and sit strategically in the group. Like if you have 2 sides to a table, like go in the middle of each side or on the ends of the table, and then you're kind of in the midst of your campers. For the bunk houses or bunk rooms, which are upstairs and the one by the house, should be kept clean. And the doors to bunk houses should be kept closed at all times. And clean rooms will receive a daily award. So that's exciting. So encourage kids to be clean because then they get an award. And also to keep clean, no snacks are allowed upstairs or in any of the bunk houses. Please keep rough housing to a minimum. Do not allow pillow, shaving cream, towel, or water fights in the rooms, and discourage campers from playing pranks on each other or other counselors and volunteers. And there's no tolerance for bullying, coarse joking, or name calling. You're expected to watch for kids' inappropriate talk and stop it as soon as you can. And counselors are responsible for giving required medications that you'll find out about at registration daily or whenever they're needed. And to be sure to check with parents or guardians at the registration about those medications. And on Saturday afternoons, we have a time where all of the groups come out and do games. And for those times, counselors are expected to encourage campers to join in and do it enthusiastically. And, you know, that's pretty much done by being enthusiastic about it yourself. And be on time for scheduled events because it hinders other groups' chances of doing them on time because it's not supposed to start until all are present. You are assigned a group of campers where you're responsible and you will be with them for eating, games, prayer, and sharing scripture. And though this is a Bible camp, you must remember that your authority will still be challenged, kids will act out, and some will choose to willfully disobey. How you handle discipline will be a key to your success over the weekend. First, make sure that campers are aware of what's expected of them, and you should discipline only in the spirit of Christ's love. When a camper breaks a rule, help them understand why we have that rule. And you must insist that all campers attend all meals, and all services, and classes, like anatomy and all that fun stuff. And practice good hygiene to make sure they're like brushing their teeth in the morning and going through showers when they're supposed to. And change their clothes, except obviously the camper shirts, but they're washed on Saturday anyways. So, ideas for addressing kids with behavior issues that are in the scope of a counselor. If it's not, obviously you should be going to Coralie or Alice or anyone like Frida or anyone else there. But try to encourage good behavior and always remain calm. So the tips include communicating expectations clearly and often. It lets the kids see that you care about them as you're explaining your expectations. It's not about being a dictator. We are simply putting lines on the field so that everyone knows where they can play safe. And make sure to give clear rules with consequences. Don't just make up rules on the fly and make up consequences on the fly. That usually doesn't work. Okay, thank you for laughing. Try to take all emotion out of the conversation with kids that are misbehaving. They are usually trying to get a rise out of you and will obviously keep doing the behavior. So standing quietly is a great response to an out-of-control kid. Let them know that you are in charge and that you'll deal with them in a calm manner, and they must be calm in order to continue.
Hey, Rebecca. So let's say that you're dealing with something and you have reached a point where you need to step away. What are you going to do? Because there should be 2 counselors, right?
Probably first try to get assistance from your other counselor
And
if they're not
have them
involved.
just sit with them so
Yeah.
that you could walk away and count to 10 or
Yep.
whatever
Yeah, that,
and then come back.
and if it doesn't work, it's best to, before you blow up on them, to just go to Coralie or
Right.
Alice.
Or send somebody to get them or something.
Yeah, that's
Like the other counselor. My point is, you're a team, you get to work off of each other. Right? You don't, one person isn't always in charge. Okay. I'm done.
For services, explain to the group that the expectations are to listen when it's time to listen and participate when it's time to participate. Bathroom breaks are supposed to be before and after services, not in between. They shouldn't have the situation where they have to leave in the middle of a service because they should be done before it starts. And make sure they know that they're only allowed to leave with a counselor, preferably both. And the consequences, explain to the group what those are. Each camper should get one reminder, and second time if they're having an issue during a service, like give them a new seat. And if that still doesn't work, just
They can be Corey's
They don't-
friend.
yeah, that too.
Corey.
They also lose choice of where they get to sit during the next time. So that's not fun for them. And if things seem to be escalating and the calm and firm approach is having little effect, ask Coralie or Alice to enter the situation. And our goal is to see the kids see you as a caring individual who is looking out for the best interest and that of the group. So during registration times, which start at 12:30 on the south side of the arena, which is at 12:30, each color group will have their own table set up. They'll have table covers, all with their assigned color, and with all of their t-shirts and water bottles, name tags, all that will be there too, along with a crate for you to use throughout the weekend to house their water bottles and other necessary things that there might be. Campers will first go to Coralie and Alice at the main registration table, and then they'll be sent to the colored table where they're going to be given their t-shirt and water bottles, which should be labeled with their names. And with the crates, it's for the water bottles, carry it around to all of the rotations, and preferably leave them outside during the meal times at the cafe. And there will be a form for parents to fill out with camper's emergency contact number, the parents' names, medications they're taking, any allergies, permissions for over-the-counter meds like Tylenol or ibuprofen or any of that stuff. And with that sheet, take a picture of it and send it to Coralie so she knows of it and has a copy as well. One counselor must always remain at the registration table. The other one can go back and forth with campers to show them where their stuff is and to help them if needed. And preferably after that, they need to have riding boots. If they don't, they'll have some to be fitted and borrowed for the weekend. If they have personal boots, make sure they're labeled because they can be matching styles of whatever we have out here, so they can easily get switched up. And all campers must be fitted for a helmet. There will be a station for that somewhere. And they're going to have totes that are labeled for each color group where those helmets are housed throughout the weekend and organized so that they can be quickly used for riding times and all of that. Helmet number will be recorded by their name, and the master sheet will be kept in the arena. If a camper brings a personal helmet, make sure their name is on it so they don't lose it or someone doesn't use it by mistake. Then after registration, all camper groups make their way to the south side of Coralie's house, which is right on the other side of these horse pens. Right across on this side of the road. Right next to the road. And that should be started at 11:30, where that's general ranch rules and icebreakers, group pictures, and all of that fun stuff. And make sure to get your groups to their rotations and activities on time, as stated before. And if your color group happens to be at the Buckaroo House, east of Coralie's house, which is in that direction, but on this side of Coralie's house, just pack up the camper's luggage in your personal car, or whoever that is, or a friend, or wherever that's. And drive it over at like 1:20, or if your campers all arrive right away, then just take it right away. And there will be a designated table at registration for campers to put snacks to share for the weekend. All snacks will be brought up to the cafe by a designated volunteer after registration is complete. For the last day of camp counselor duties, we have to make sure the campers have all of their stuff packed up on Saturday night, except for their pajamas and anything they may need on Sunday morning to get ready. But those should be the only things left out. And Sunday before breakfast, make sure each camper's things are completely packed. And after that, make sure to gather up any unclaimed items, preferably asking the campers first if they're theirs. Just collect them, and they should be put in the lost and found tub in the arena. It'll be near Corley's office, somewhere over there. And the rooms, do not leave anything in there. They should be clean and left exactly as you came in. So, no garbage, completely clean, no luggage, which the luggage will be brought to the west side. Yeah, west side, so right over there, of the arena. After all of the Sunday rotations are complete, that's where they should be. And should be ready for pickup after the 5 p.m. program, and keep items with their color groups so they don't get mixed up with other groups. And if any child has remaining medications, make sure to meet their parents in that area to make sure they get it back. And make sure there's no garbage around the room or in the surrounding area. Pick up all debris on the room floor. Empty trash cans and dump into a dumpster. And room inspections by Corley or appointed staff will be completed after breakfast and before the morning worship service. There will be a closing program on Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. in the arena. Campers should arrive at the arena, if they aren't already there, by 4:30 to go to the north side of the arena, get their helmets, their inscription. And that's the closing